I'm out on course with two of the most incredible putters that I have ever tested here on Let's Play Through. On one side, I've got the brand new Allan putter from PXG. On the other side, I've got the DF3 from L.A.B. Both of these are zero torque putters, or at least claim to be zero torque putters. That means the face is supposed to stay square at impact at all times through the putting stroke, which gives you a better chance of holding more putts. Now, I will say that the DF3 was in my bag for a good portion of this year. It's a putter that I absolutely adored, so I have some familiarity with this one. The PXG Allan I just reviewed here on Let's Play Through. If you missed that video, I will link it right here, but I think it is a worthy contender to what L.A.B has put out as well. We're going to discuss the similarities, the differences, and we're going to put them to the test. And by the end of this video, you're going to get my opinion, I promise you, on which putter I would put in my bag in 2025 if I was choosing between these two putters. Of course, I am not choosing between either of these putters. That's why I'm completely objective. I've got the mere mortal in my bag, the putter that we designed here on Let's Play Through, and you guys helped sell out. So I've got no dog in this fight. I'm just down here to have some fun. Let's get to work. All right, here they are side by side. If we just talk about aesthetics here quickly, this putter on my right, the DF3, is definitely the weirder, more alien looking putter. It will take some more getting used to. The PXG Allan, a more traditional design, still has that big cutout on the top and the bottom there where you can see the grass down below. But it is a little bit more like a traditional mallet, so I do appreciate that. Now, in terms of technology, both of these pack quite the punch. The DF3, again, being a zero torque putter, has more than just that going on. First off, you can customize the color of your putter. I chose orange here because it really contrasts nicely against the green, as you can see. You can also change the alignment mark. There's so many different options. I went with this T alignment, which I really like. In terms of the shaft, the way this shaft is, as you can see, it's coming out towards my hands. So this grip is actually offset from the shaft. They call this a press pistol grip. It is an optional grip, but one I highly recommend because it's going to get your hands forward. Now, PXG also does the same thing here. That shaft is not coming straight out of the club. It's coming at a little bit of an angle towards your leading foot. So both of these putters are going to get your hands forward. They do it slightly differently, the grip being the thing that is at an angle on the L.A.B. They do it differently, but it's the same effect, getting your hands forward pressed in order to get nice topspin on the ball. Now, if you look at the weighting here on the back of the DF3, it is customized to each golfer. So if you send in a video to L.A.B, they will literally get this weighting exactly right for you and to give you the perfect lie angle balance. The weighting here on the PXG is going to be standard, and there's just two weights there at the head and at the toe. Obviously not as customized as the DF3 process, but it seems to work just as well, at least in my initial testing. I am able to square the face just as easily with this one as I can with the DF3. Now, both of these have thicker grips on them. Again, this press pistol grip is going to be offset from the shaft. I think I prefer the grip on the PXG a little bit more. It's a little more rubberized and just slightly thicker, and it's straight, whereas this is a pistol grip. See the straight grip on the left there, pistol grip on the right. So it's got that little bit of a curve to it. I just happen to prefer, I've got big hands, I prefer that straight grip on the PXG, but that is completely subjective. The shafts themselves are going to be quite the technological achievements as well. Now, with the L.A.B, I've got an Acra shaft on here. It's an upgraded shaft, and this is going to be a very stable shaft. The shaft on the PXG, also an upgraded shaft, and it's a multi-material construction. You've got steel here towards the bottom, and you've got the carbon up there at the top. Again, a very rigid, sturdy shaft. This is called the M16, and it's also an upgrade from PXG. Now, if you look at the way the shaft sits into the L.A.B, it goes straight in there into the center of gravity of this putter, and that's what allows it to remain square at impact. With the PXG, they've got a different way of doing it. This is an S shape to it, an S curve, and the center of gravity of this putter is right here. But if you were to follow the line of this shaft, it would be going right into that spot as well, but they curve it here. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's just how they do it. Now, one thing I do notice with these putters is that the L.A.B seems, if I were just to spin it, it seems to spin really freely in either direction, and it doesn't seem to have any balance point to it. It's a completely symmetrical feeling spin. That's the only way I can describe it, but there's no torque involved in that one way or the other. The PXG wants to rest in a face balanced direction, all right? It always kind of returns there. This doesn't spin quite as freely. See how it, I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of reorients itself. The L.A.B, again, if I give it a little spin, it'll orient wherever you want it to be. It doesn't have any real preference. So that's very, very interesting. And again, we'll see how that affects things in real life out on the course. The hallmark of a good putter is making sure you do not three putt. So what I'm gonna do is give myself a difficult uphill putt here, about 70 feet, to see if we can avoid the three putts, the things that really hurt the scorecard. I'm gonna take three putts with each of these putters. We'll go PXG Allan first, then the L.A.B, and then we'll do it all over again in reverse order. Let's see which putter we can get the speed right with. This putt's gonna be about 70 feet, and what makes it difficult is we're gonna be running along a spine here. It's uphill all the way. If I push it a little right, it's gonna bend off here to your left, or my right. And if I push it a little left, it's gonna go that way. It's right on a spine, uphill, except at the end, which it goes downhill. So I've got to get the speed right. Very difficult putt, but it's gonna be a good test. Now you might be asking, why three putts in a row with each putter? Why not go back and forth and rotate? Well, the weights of these putters are considerably different. This Allan putter from PXG is much heavier in hand. Both the grip feels heavier, the shaft feels heavier, and the head feels much heavier, really drawing you down. I generally like heavier putters, but the L.A.B is so different in terms of weight. I think I have a better chance of dialing in each putter if I hit three putts in a row with each. Hopefully that makes sense. Here we go, putt one. That was pretty great for distance, wasn't it? If I can just repeat that 3 times in a row, I'll be really happy. Looks like about 1.5 feet for our 2 putt there. Now that one I hit off the heel of the putter, and what makes both of these putters great, because look at where that ended up. Had the right speed. Both of these putters are great at toe and heel misses, still traveling the full distance. Really impressive there. Putt 3. I'm not sure if I hit that one quite as hard as the other two, and I think it's gonna end up considerably shorter. All right, so this is gonna be a real test to see if we can 2-putt this one. These ones look pretty well dead. That was about 5 inches, and this one's about 7. This one, though, is about 8 feet. Did I hit it enough? Yes? Oh. All right, well, we're 3 for 3 on 2 putts with the PXG Allan. Time to test out the L.A.B. Again, much lighter in hand. I think that's gonna be good for speed as well. Yeah, really nice. I do have to feel like I'm swinging it a little bit harder because it's lighter, but I'm used to this putter a little bit, like I said, because it's been in my bag for the better part of this summer, so. I've got some confidence with this one. Now that is another example of a miss-hit, still traveling the full distance. I hit that one off the toe, and I still got the same amount of distance putt-wise as I would have out of the center. Now, it did veer off to the right there because we were a little right of the spine. Not only did I hit it off the toe, but I pushed it, and that's why it went right. But again, great for speed. Putt 3. Again, a little bit of a toe hit there, but we didn't seem to lose any real distance. Now those two on the right were decent for distance for sure, but they're a little further out in terms of getting our 2 putts. This one's about 5 feet, that one's about 4.5. The other one's basically a gimme. Let's see if we can steady the ship with the DF3 here. There we go. There we go. So 2 out of 3 2 putts, but we did miss this one. So Allan takes this round, but let's move on to another 70-foot putt on a different green. Again, the impressive part of both of these putters for me is twofold. First, that with both of these putters, again, hitting it heel or toe, you're gonna get the right amount of distance that you're expecting. That's huge, and that is probably 90% of making putts is getting the speed right, maybe 95%. But the second thing that I think is really a highlight of these putters, and what makes them so good from distance is that you can take a bigger swing. When I take a bigger swing with a traditional putter, I'm afraid that my face is gonna turn or shut at impact. I'm gonna pull them left. I do that a lot with more traditional putters, but with these zero torque putters, I can take a bigger arc, a bigger swing, and still be confident that my face is going to square up at impact. That is huge mentally in golf. As we know, golf is such a mental game. You've gotta be confident. You've got to think positive at all times. And if there's any hint of negativity in what you're doing, you're probably going to fail. Every time I think I'm going to hit a bad shot, what do I go and do? I hit a bad shot. If I put in happy thoughts, good thoughts, I generally hit good shots. That's why Tiger Woods always said to visualize every shot, and that's what the pros do. So I feel a lot more confident with both of these putters from long distance. Let's try them again here on test number 2. All right, this time L.A.B DF3 is up first. This one's going to be coming downhill. It's going to be moving to your left, my right, all the way here. Again, I got to catch this hill right here perfectly to get the speed. Okay, it's about to hit the slope there. Let's see if we got the speed right. That was pretty cozy. It's bending off to your right just a little bit there, my left, but again, happy with the speed I'm getting out of this one. Just got to get the direction right though. I caught that one dead in the middle, and it's like flushing an iron with this putter. It is so buttery feeling when you hit it in the middle of the club face. Again, that one was real good for speed. Probably went by the hole about 2 feet, but you can't make them if you don't get them to the hole. So we're doing that at least. Putt 3 there might be the best of all of them. Let's see where it finishes. Settle. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with that for long putts. Much better than we did on the last hole with the L.A.B. I'd say about 3.5 feet, 4 feet, and maybe 2 feet there. So real good for speed from that distance. And that was dead middle of the cup. Got that one, and our short one here. 3 for 3. That's really nice. All right, let's switch now to the Allan. In terms of alignment, looking down at both of these putters, I'm very confident. I like the big, thick line that runs all the way from the face to the back of this putter. And I chose the T alignment line with my L.A.B. Again, like the looks of both of these putters, staring down at them at address, I feel very confident that I know where the line is. Definitely a little hotter off the face here with the PXG Allan, and that's just perfect for speed, really. Again, it kind of bent off there, just like the first putt with the L.A.B. That was almost a duplicate of the first L.A.B. putt. A nice solid feel at impact, more solid than the L.A.B. Is that in? Oof. I just hit the edge. That picked up speed going past the hole, so it might be a little further coming back. But a little harder, solid, firmer feeling off this club face, a little softer, buttery coming off the L.A.B. Again, that's subjective. I like them both. I think I prefer the L.A.B., but it is confidence inspiring to feel the heft of this one and the pop coming off the face as well. Does have a nice sound to it too. I probably like the sound of this one better, the feel of the L.A.B. better. That one could be our best. It's cozy. So 2 of those pretty cozy. The third, we've got a little work to do. Oh, I saw a lot of that cup. I didn't mean for that to happen. Solid with that one. Here we go. This is the toughest one here. The ball sticking up there. Let's get the flag in place. And that's 3 for 3 with the Allan. I do think I was able to judge speed just a little bit better with this Allan. I had overall on both of these long putts, just shorter second putts coming back, and 6 for 6 with the Allan versus 5 out of 6 with the L.A.B. The Allan, I'd say, takes this one just by a nose. Let's go to the mid-range putts. We're gonna go for about a 12-footer. Now this is a key distance, I think, in golf. All right, the pros are about 40% or so make percentage from here. Amateurs are more like 30. This is what breaks your opponent's back playing match play, and it can make all the difference in scoring and around making these 12-footers. Let's see how we do. Allan up first here. Oh, didn't quite hit it. I think it was tracking. I gotta get this one out of the way though, because it's right on line. Get that a little firmer, back of the cup. And if I didn't make it, it was gonna go 5 feet past. Back of the cup, wow. All right, going to the lab now. Back of the cup. All right, that's a good start. 2 for 2. It's an easy game, folks, isn't it? Yeah, right. These putters do make it a little easier though. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought that was in. Let's go to test number 2 on our mid-range putts. This time the L.A.B is up first. This one should be breaking a little left to right the way you see it. Right to left for me. Oh, I like the roll. Oof, just missed it. Just missed it. That one's outside that line. Oh, that was a bad stroke. Really poor there. Probably me. Probably me more so than the putter. That one should be in. All right. Heading to the PXG Allan now. We were starting to heat up there. We made the last 2 putts. On the previous test with this one, we know the line. Ooh. Oh, thought we had it. Okay, well, 2 out of 6 here with the Allan putter. That is exactly the average I said that most amateurs are at, and 3 out of 6 here with the L.A.B. The L.A.B takes this one. All right, let's talk about price of these putters. If you were to go with the stock option of the DF3, it's $449 at MSRP. But where the DF3 gets more expensive is in the customizability. Right when you decide to customize this putter, you start at a $559 starting point. With the Acra shaft that I added, that upgrade took me to $658 for this putter. Now with the PXG, it has the same stock starting point at $449. Now there's no option to upload a video and customize this putter to the degree that you can do with the DF3, but also the shaft upgrades are a little less expensive. With the M16 upgraded shaft that I have on my PXG here, it was $538 at MSRP. So is it a huge difference? That's a question that everyone has to answer for themselves. I think if you're invested in this technology and if you believe in this technology and you really do think it's going to save you strokes, I think the $130 there is well worth it. If you're going to spend $538, why not spend $658? That's how I think about it. But there are a lot of people who that $130 will make a big difference too, and I recognize that. And so again, it's a decision everyone has to make for themselves. Stock out of the box are the same, but when it gets to customizability, PXG has fewer options, but those options they do have are going to be a little bit less. That could be a tick box in their favor. All right, so very interesting. The Allan took our long putt test. Mid putt test was taken by the L.A.B. Now we're gonna have the short putt test. It's gonna be 9 putts. We're gonna make a little circle around the hole, and it's winner take all. I, for one, am pretty pumped to find out. This might be the most important test. I mean, all the tests are important. You don't want to 3-putt with the long putts. The mid putts, if you can make a few of those around, you are really going to help your cause. But the short putts, you cannot miss those, especially if you're playing in a competition, you're under match play conditions, that sort of thing. It can really ruin your round and give you the jitters for the rest of the round if you miss one of those short ones early. We do not want to do that. I've got 9 balls set up here. PXG Allan is up to bat first. We're in a circle, so we're gonna get different breaks on each of these putts. And we're gonna see which one of these putters comes out on top. I'm gonna start with my back to you and I'm gonna work my way around here. Putt 1. Ooh, making the first one's important. Can't make them all if you don't make the first one. That's 2 for 2. Having the weight of this head again and having a little bit more pop gives me some more confidence with these short ones, I think. But I've been really good with the L.A.B all year with short putts, so it's anyone's game. That's 3 for 3. I was a little tentative there. Again, I'm glad I had a little extra pop there on the face. I hit a little low on the club face, and I didn't give it quite enough. That one, okay, first chink in the armor there. These putts are breaking back now right to left as I see them. Which generally right-handers appreciate those putts. Tend to make more of those for some reason. Oh! Whoa. I took that club face inside and it stayed inside on that one and we missed it. Steady the ship there. See if we can finish strong. This is a pretty straight one here. I pushed that one. Wow. I felt like I pushed it and I felt like that face did open a little bit on me. That's what these putters are not supposed to do, remember? I think it's done a really good job, especially on the long and medium putts with that, but it did struggle twice there, I think. 6 out of 9 ain't bad. Can the L.A.B best it though? All right, we'll start from the same position here with my back to you and we'll work around. Uh-oh. Whoa. That is not the start you want. Definitely not the start you want when you're trying to get a match going. That's weird because I have not hardly done that at all this year, and to do it on the first putt is a little disconcerting. Hold that one, wow. Okay. Steady the ship there. Better there. Better there. All right, that's looking good. I got to move these two balls because they are in my way. Oof. Okay, last one here. This is to win it. And we do. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The way that started is not the way I thought it was gonna finish after that start. So 6 out of 9 with the Allan, 7 out of 9 with the L.A.B putter. I would say that the 2 putts I did miss, honestly, with this one were misreads, whereas 2 of those putts out of the 3 that I missed with the Allan, I really believe the face in one instance kind of shut on me. I did take that a little outside to in. No doubt it was a bit of a pull. And with the other one, it was a little inside out. It was a little bit of a push, but the face did not necessarily, to me at least, seem to square up every single time on those short putts. It looked really good on the long putts, really good, but on the short putts, maybe a little bit of a chink in the armor. So all in all, this could be the most subjective test you ever see on YouTube, but I have tried myself to make it as fair as possible because I want to know for my own self. I would say if I need help with the long putts, the Allan putter might be the one. Long and even medium putts, it didn't do too bad. But with the short putts, I really like the DF3. And it comes back to that spinning motion. Remember I told you in the beginning, I think they got the torque-free design a little bit more dialed in over at L.A.B right now. Not to say that PXG won't catch up in the future. This is probably the first of many no torque putters that PXG is going to put out on the market in the coming years. It's a great first effort, but all in all, I think I would stick with the DF3 if it were me. How about you? Have you tried both of these putters? I would love to know down in the comments. Please do let me know. And of course, as we said earlier, cost is an issue to a lot of folks, and this L.A.B is about $100 more than the PXG. So does that play a role in your decision making? I would love to know down below as well. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope, if for nothing else, you learned about 2 amazing putters, because they're both amazing, that are out on the market right now. And this technology is no gimmick. There are a lot of gimmicks out in the golf space, but I'm a believer in torque-free design. I think PXG and L.A.B are doing fantastic things, and I can't wait to see what's next. Hit subscribe so you can see what's next. This channel is always on the cutting edge, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.